Hi and welcome back to my channel. So this one is going to be the books that she enjoys. Basically these are, the focal is the picture book with some words, and of course we are growing. So this is my 6-year-old and my 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and my 12-year-old. Because my 6-year-old feels more comfortable when the 12-year-old is in the picture. So we're going to be sharing what is on their bookshelf. This is their bookshelf in their room. So,
but it's more taller.
It is taller. So we do have like more chapter books, but we're going to be going to our picture books. This one is a Thumbelina, and we also have the Wooden Soldier. And so these are like your classic stories told in beautiful artwork and very simple reads. These are also ones that could be read in a sitting, especially for a 6-year-old. They could easily sit through these. And so these particular ones, I try to choose ones that had ballet themes, and then I had everybody at their ballet studio sign it before we left. So throughout the pages there are little notes to the ballet. David McPhail is one of my favorites. This one is a board book. This is one that I picked up for her a while ago, and this is Sisters. And just like the Best Brothers book, this is about everything that sisters do together. One is big, one is small, one is a tomboy, one is a girly girl. And all the things that these sisters do together. This one is so much fun. And how they work together and what they do when they're angry with each other. It just covers everything. It's a joy a minute. Hand me another one. Oh my goodness. Oh, and is this your particular favorite? Is this one of your favorites?
Yes.
What is this book?
Little Princess.
Little Princess? This is, again, one that would be easy. This is abridged, and this is also adapted for younger readers. These are at Barnes & Noble, I believe, and they have many ones. But this would also be like a transition to chapter books. This one, again, it is there's a picture on every page with words, but it would be a good transition book. There is a bookmark in here that has been well loved, but they do come with bookmarks so that maybe you just read a page or two as your child grows and does all of that. And I told you I had another one, if you remember yesterday's video. If you give a mouse a brownie, like we've gone from cookies to mom language, brownies. And so it is, again, in the true classic form of Numerov, everything that happens when you give a mouse a brownie and all that happens after that until we get a full circle back to the brownie. I mean, would there be any picture books without Amelia Bedelia? So, Amelia Bedelia, this one is, again, these are good for read-alouds, but these are also good for independent readers. Good for read-alouds because they will also keep things short and simple and snappy, but good for read-alouds because, good for independent readers because they're short and snappy. And some of the simple language in here, and so we have Amelia Bedelia, Play Ball. Amelia Bedelia. Amelia Bedelia Bakes Off. And Teach Us, Amelia Bedelia. And it's very simple. She's so literal that, you know, dust the furniture means you put dust on the furniture because it doesn't say dust off the furniture. True Amelia Bedelia. But I don't think these have pictures. These are not picture books, but if you wanted to get things for your older ones, you can find Amelia Bedelia on the Job and Amelia Bedelia on Soft. This is like small Amelia Bedelia in chapter book form. Another favorite of hers, she's having a rough day this morning, so help me out here. This one is Little Ballerina. I think I found this at the thrift store, and it is just, again, these are our favorites. This one has little hidden treasures in it that you get to go through the book and find. So we have a playbill here, and you just tuck that back into this. This has little bit harder pages. Here's another one. And this is the playbill. This is the Nutcracker and who plays it and the performance being put on. And we have a little book in here about the Nutcracker in its simple form. So anyway, this is about this little ballerina who dreams of being the Claire in the Nutcracker, but she ends up getting the mouse part, which she's kind of disappointed about. But she puts her all into it and does the best mouse part she can do. And I really liked that message. You know, you may not get the part you want, but you do the best you can with what you are given. Another one that I really like, this is a great, oh my gosh, you can tell how much love this is. This is another really good, like, picture book. This is a collection of them. This is by Eloise Wilkin. Her stories are beautiful. They are family-centered and helpful and even to a certain extent Christian-centered. And this one has been taped together, glued together, licked together, whatever it takes to hold it together. And it has multiple stories in it. We have Busy Timmy, Guess Who Lives Here, My Little Golden Book About God, Wonders of Nature, selections from A Child's Garden of Verses, We Help Mommy, Baby Listens, Baby Dear, Baby Looks. Those are by her daughter, I believe, Esther Wilkin. Mother Goose, poems, and then pretty much your full story of Eloise Wilkins. I'm going to put you down over here, Charlie, because you're getting heavy. These, I'm going to show these. These are really fun. So I've been trying to collect these, except now I've got a almost 7-year-old, so I'm not really sure they would still be a favorite. But these are by Cozy Classics. Johnny, you got to be careful, no pumps. These are by Cozy Classics, and what they are needle felt illustrations. So they needle felt these characters and then they take pictures of them, and it is one word tale of these stories. So this one is Jane Eyre. I mean, they really nailed what Jane Eyre was about in one word fashion. So I have Jane Eyre, Moby Dick. This is the best way to read Moby Dick. Great Expectations, and everybody's favorite, Pride and Prejudice. So these were well loved, as you can see. And we also have Ballet Sisters, the newest dancer. And of course, with 2 ballet sisters here, anytime we can find a book that kind of portrays Ballet Sisters, we'll get it. But to be honest, she reads this on her own. I think her older sister reads it to her, but you have ballet positions, and I don't really know much more about this. Again, really simple. Things like that. Yeah, we're not going to do these because these are like more older ones, but if you would like, I could do a video with the older ones that you really enjoy.
We're not gonna do it together.
Yeah. Okay. And then we're back to Usborne. These were ones that I recently acquired and everybody loved. Why am I talking? Like, tell me what you think about these.
I like them.
What's your favorite?
Paris. First he visits Paris.
Who's he?
Kitty Cat? Wait, I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, it's Kitty Cat.
Kitty Cat?
He visits Paris, and what does he see in Paris?
The Eiffel Tower. Different landmarks.
Different landmarks.
And
In the end, he
visits Rome.
Again, we see different landmarks to this kitty cat visiting.
This one he visited London to visit the Queen.
To visit the Queen.
And then Washington, D.C.
Monuments of Washington, D.C.
And this is the last one he visits. He visits New York.
So it's just this cat that goes all around and visits the landmarks of these landmarks.
I think there's more too.
Yeah, they have some more.
Okay, well these are all that we have. So anyway, these are fun to read out loud. The words are very simple, so you can read them in one setting. And fun illustrations, all told through the eyes of a cat. Okay, would there be a video without my Goodnight book by Eloise Wilkins? This is also a hard book, and this is just the process of this little girl going to bed. This was my children's favorite page. Naked baby in the bathtub. Putting pajamas on. Daddy reading.
And then
The prayers. And mommy tucking in.
and then she goes to sleep.
And then she goes to sleep. Rag coat.
That's another one too. The turd. Hold on.
I like that one. I always read that one.
Why do you like rag coat?
Well, I haven't read it all.
Okay. So rag coat is I think before Dolly Parsons came out with hers, this was rag coat. This was the original. But this is about a girl that doesn't have a coat. It's very poor, and it's about a community that comes together to give her a coat. And the sweetness about it. And, you know, we have a similar thing kind of Molly's Pilgrim, where you've got some of the other students kind of making fun, but there's something special in what she has that ties everybody together, and then everybody is happy to be together. A Home for Virginia by Patricia St. John. Patricia St. John does a really good job of creating beautiful stories, beautiful illustrations, and beautiful message. So this one is, again, it was like a 2 or 3 sitting read, but it's about this baby that ends up in this old, this miner's town after the mother dies, and then this old miner basically takes and raises the baby, and through this baby he kind of beautifies his life, his house, and changes it so that he can make a better life for the baby. Very sweet. This is one that my Emma and my Katie really enjoy, also by Patricia Palacio, and it's about a little girl and her elephant and all the fun stuff that they get to do together.
It's really easy to read.
It's really easy to read. One-liners. So, one you can do in a setting. This one I've read aloud to the kids. This is Brave Irene, and it is by William, I want to say Steig because of our last name, but it might be Stieg. And it's about this little girl that is going to help her mother out because her mother is sick and not feeling well, but the dress needs to be delivered, and so she goes through a snowstorm and everything to bring the dress to the Duchess, and all that is going to happen with this adventure to bring it there, and it's really fun. That one's a favorite. Okay.
Madeline.
In an old house in Paris
I was covered in vines.
lived
12 little girls.
in
2 straight lines.
2 straight lines,
They broke their bread.
brushed their teeth,
And went to bed.
and we have Madeline, a little girl in Paris. I guess I should get in here. So we have Madeline, a little girl in Paris. Thank you. That you have her rescue, and you have the gypsies. And I don't know why this one's so much bigger, but those were given by Aunt, which means they are saved and loved and cherished. And then this one is just a beautiful, this one would take you a while to get through, but this is Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Won the Caldecott because of its illustrations, but not every page has one. Again, one of those that are really good for adjusting to bigger readers. Whoa. We also have some pages that are just illustrations, and it tells the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. So, let's see, is that it? Oh, no. If you can get these at your library. I highly recommend them. They are Katie's Adventures by James Mayhew, and Katie has a ton of adventures. And my Katie really enjoyed some of the adventures Katie went on. Katie got to go to a art museum at one point and got to experience some of the artists and got to see what happened in some of the like what made the painting. So she got to talk to some of the people that were painted and some of the artists. And this one is Katie in Scotland. So when we had to downsize, we kept this one because this is where Katie meets the Loch Ness Monster with Grandma and all of the adventures that happen with that one. So that's a very fun one. I'm not going to share this one because I don't know too much about this one. And I'm not going to share that one because that's not really a picture book. That's kind of more. Okay, we have a few more picture books. So we have 2 more here. Then again, these are like more girly books. You can kind of see. So we have Marguerite makes a book and Therese makes a tapestry. I tend to use these for medieval history because they really show the process of what it took to make cloth and a book. So Marguerite makes a book. You get to see the process. These are expensive, by the way. So if you can pick them up secondhand, it really is the best way to do it. But you get to see the process of Marguerite mixing the paint to make this book and all of the work that goes into it is kind of told through this. And then likewise, Therese makes a tapestry is about this girl who helps her father, and I think Marguerite helps her father too. This also happens in Paris, which I have 2 Paris fanatics here.
Oh, it does?
And then Therese makes a tapestry. I think she too is, I think this also takes place in Paris. This is about a family that works for Louis the 14th, and we know how that was. Or the 16th. Louis the 14th. And just what it took to not only make stuff for this guy that liked the rich, expensive stuff, but the process of making those. So these are some of our favorite books. So we have a little different view right here because we have another book. However, ours has been loved so much that we need to actually replace it. We've got pages ripped and gone.
It's called the Scrap Doll.
Okay. So this is actually her favorite. This is one that I had as a child. And so far as illustrations, they aren't really the best out there, but they're very simple, and it's about this little girl who wants this beautiful doll that is pictured on television, but her mother can't afford it, so her mother brings down this scrap doll that she had when she was a baby, or when she was a kid, and the doll is dubbed Ugly Old Thing. And it's the story of how Lydia transforms this doll, Sarah, now no longer Ugly Old Thing, into something very precious and, very precious and enjoyable. So we hope this gave you some more ideas for what you can find at your local library, pick up secondhand to read to your students. And I think that wraps it up for our favorite picture books. And we'll stop here. And thank you again for watching. And if you have any recommendations for us to check out at the library, please leave them down in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Here, go ahead. You can share what you want.
So after she like painted the cheeks to make it more pretty, this is what it turned out like. She turned it into that.
And did she make her own clothes or did she buy them?
She made them.